What's good, y'all, man? It is your boy Sniper Kicks, and I have a special video for you guys. I am interviewing Daniel. So Daniel is a dad with a wife and a beautiful daughter. You're gonna see her in this video, but he was able to do over $2,000 in sneaker reselling in less than 7 days. Wow. You're gonna love this interview. Also, I'm doing a live training this Sunday where you can win a pair of the Travis Scott dark velvets, also the Jordan 3 black cement. But I'm gonna teach you guys how to 10x your income this holiday season. Watch this video with Daniel. This is fire. What's up, brother? How you doing, Daniel? Man, like I said, it was a dope background back there. I love it, and I see your baby girl back there as well. Let's go.
Yep. I got the
Man.
family here. They're super excited.
Oh,
So
that's awesome. As you see, my son Moses is always in my videos as well. So I definitely know where you're coming from. But let's start there. Again, you have a family, you have a full-time
yep.
job. I want you to kind of tell people your background because I'm so proud of you. In 1 week, you did $2,000, which is insane. If you keep this up, you're going to do very big things. And I tell that your learning curve is very fast. You learn things super, super fast. But Daniel, please give everybody your background because you're a busy guy, man. You got a family, you got a wife,
Yeah.
uh, and you're selling sneakers or you're doing well. So give people your background a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I do have a lot of background, but yeah, I used to own a small business, and I think that's kind of what that's been kind of helping me out.
Hmm.
I have no school at all, so it's mainly just kind of learning from mistakes, trying not to do the same mistakes over and over again. Uh, and but I had a small business for about 6 7 years. Kind of wanted something more family friendly, so I could kind of raise my daughter, um, and to be able to support them with something something that's in a positive way. So I used to have a smoke shop, so kind of wanted to stay away from that. And but yeah, I started reselling like in 2020, you know, and it's 2024 now, 2025 soon. So it's been almost 5 years, bro. And I mean, I think what took me 4 years, or not even 4 years, it would have taken me maybe 8 years to learn. I learned it within 2 weeks. Just like using the program that you kind of laid out. And it's amazing, just like the community within that, the Snipe University. Like it's been amazing. It's been a blessing, and we've been able to do sales. So I'll get sales here and there. Maybe one or two sales on Go. Maybe the same with offer up. I'll do a couple sales. But recently, just kind of following the all the steps that you kind of laid out. It's pretty much laid out, and it's like, what, like, let's follow that. Like, I'll start following this. Like, what, like, yeah, I really like the shoe. I don't want to get rid of it. And I'll just hold on to it until, like, oh, I can make like $100. But then with that with that kind of that graph you showed us, or
Hmm.
those the ROI, making sure it's selling fast. If it's a slow mover, make sure you're getting 40%. If
Yeah.
and just that itself was, like, I learned this word, mind blowing. Like, it's it's just something, like, it's a game changer, bro. Like, where you're able to, like, okay, like, if it's not there, like, if you're not getting your 40%, or if you're not getting your 10% off that shoe, then just it's time to put it back, and just keep on
Yeah,
going, go
man.
to the next shoe. It's been good, bro. It's really good experience. I myself sometimes need a motivation, need the accountable, someone to be, to push me and tell me, like, hey, you're doing a good job, or like, hey, stay away from that, go this direction. So it just kind of makes things a little bit smoother for me. Um, but yeah, it's been amazing, working with you, Nick. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a blessing, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, Daniel. And again, you being very coachable And on top of that, like what you done right here, number one, is holiday season. So your sales are going to even pick up even more. You've been doing a great job doing $2,000 in a week. But really, the question that I have for you, Daniel, that's atypical. For the average reseller that doesn't know what the heck they're doing, most of them will never do 2,000 in a week. So what changed for you for being somebody that was reselling, but you really wasn't getting the results to now where it's like cash flow is going through your business and doing $2,000 in a week is super impressive. If you kind of break that down, that can be a $10,000 month, an $8,000 month. So give me some context and some mindset how it changed from whatever you were making before to now 2,000 a week. Like what changed?
Doing the steps.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's kind of what it comes down to. Sometimes I didn't want to do, the B part, and I wanted to go straight to the C.
Right.
So if it's, like for example, I've been collecting for, like I said, since 2020. So
Right.
I have inventory. But I know, like, I know the platforms to sell, or I kind of have an idea, like
Mhm.
eBay, OfferUp, or Go, or StockX, so.
Yeah.
But you show us, like, hey, you know what, you got to list on every marketplace, like Facebook, OfferUp, eBay. So it's like, so I was going down the list, kind of how you show us in the university,
Mm-hmm.
where you gotta follow all the steps. So it's like, all right, I've done that, but I haven't done that, but I've done the following
Mm-hmm.
part. Try to hit the eBay. Are they in eBay already?
Yeah.
And they weren't. So I did that, and after doing that, I got to sell on eBay. I,
Yeah.
I I I was holding on to a pair for years, but I could have listed it on eBay. I was looking at the sales on eBay, and I was thinking, like, man, if I would have posted this like maybe a month or two ago, it would have
Yeah.
sold for like $40 more.
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that, like, what, like I gotta be, like, following the steps, kind of
Mhm.
like go on a guideline. And it's just, I think it's very simple. It's,
Yeah.
you know like, it's like simple. It's kind of, and like I've learned, a little term, like, make it simple stupid, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's something so simple that it's kind of like dumb in a way.
For sure.
But like, but sometimes when you're like, you're going 100, it's like you're hearing like, oh, it's selling now, you gotta buy, you know you're in the rhythm all the time, bro. So it's like sometimes you just gotta like kind of slow down,
Slow down.
you know and if you just kind of like, start learning, or trying to, figure out, like, okay, like, what am I doing wrong, and start, doing your homework. I'm learning from you, and
Mhm.
it's like, and it's kind of making me slow down,
For
where
sure.
in a point where I'm not like, okay, like, I'm gonna buy that because I like that.
Because you like
It's
it. Right.
like, okay, like, let me apply everything that I learned, and then I'm doing that. I'm applying everything that I'm learning from you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's smoother. Like, one thing that I learned from you was stacking coupons.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the outlets last week, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. Nick tells us, we gotta go, consistently. So I was like, you know what, I gotta go. I just need to go.
Right. That
So
accountability telling you you got to go. That accountability.
right, yep, yep. So I was like, all right. So I went, and I was like, I remember you said, take your time, look, make sure you're kind of looking at that, graph, or
Mm-hmm.
making sure you're looking at, StockX, making sure that it's been moving at least 3 to 4 times within the week. So I've been trying to, stick with, like, has it moved within a week? If it
Yeah.
does, then okay, start like looking more into it. So I was looking at, some dunks, and I was like, I saw the COJP ones, dunk lows. So I was like, I've been seeing this one, and I saw that there was a recent shock drop, and everybody was, talking about them. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna see how much they go for. And I was like, oh, it was a clearance, no lid. And then next thing you know, I see the additional 40% off, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's gonna be a good buy.
Yeah.
And then I remembered, stack your coupons. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open up a new Nike account,
Yeah.
and then I stacked that 15% off additional to that. So that kind of made like, you know, the cost of the shoe go down to a point where I'm able to kind of like move it out faster
Yeah.
and you know, kind of make a profit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's cool, you know, trying to learn those little tricks and you know applying them. It makes it much smoother instead of you know you kind of thinking or you know like thinking like, oh, maybe there's another way, I need to learn that other way.
Yeah.
It's and it's like, no, you already kind of like you kind of already did all the footwork for us. Now
Hmm.
we just gotta you know learn everything that you learned that
For
took
sure.
you a while to learn, and
Yeah.
then you know just go based on that, learning your technique additionally. it
Hmm.
just it just makes it more powerful in a way where you're able to kind of like 10x it, you know, in
Yeah.
a way. So
For sure.
it's been really good.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
appreciate you saying that, Daniel. And one of the biggest things and the key thing that you said right there is that number one, you're slowing down to speed up. Because this is the problem with most resellers that I see that says, like, oh man, I'm not making reselling. Reselling is dead. They just don't understand the process of actually running a business. So, Daniel, what you are doing right now, you are running a business. You're looking through the numbers, you're looking through the analytics. You know this is a demanded sneaker and it's going to sell. So, you're not playing the guessing game. What most sneaker resellers and sneaker heads do, they play the guessing games. Oh man, that sneaker looks nice. I like this sneaker, so I'm going to try to resell it. No, it doesn't work that way. If you do any business that way, not sneakers, but anything, you just go just off being random, you're not going to create sustainable income. So what you're doing now is that you're slowing down. I know my metrics. Now I know how I'm going to create income on this sneaker. It's not like, oh man, this is hype. Hurry up. It's slowing
right.
down to speed up and having those guidelines. And I'm so just to see you just understand, because again, one of the things that I love from you, Daniel, is that you're taking the information and you're applying it. You're just taking the information and you're not just sitting on the information, you're taking it and then doing things with it. And that's one of the
Right.
biggest things that I like is that you are taking the information and doing it right away. And that's why you have so much success in such a short amount of time, because most people will
Yeah.
never have the results that you have because they don't actually have application. And once you start to still garner your knowledge, because you're still fairly new on learning how to really operate this like a well-oiled machine, your income
Right.
is going to keep going to 10,000, 20,000. And I see you doing six figures if you continue to learn how to resell with your family, with your full-time job, which is great. But let me ask you this question. You're busy, like I just said. You just saw your daughter here. You got a full-time job. You got a lot of things going on. So what systems do you have in play where you can be consistent? Because I see you're consistent. What are the things that are you doing to be consistent? Are you just, hey, after work, I'm taking 30 minutes a day to kind of, post my stuff? Like, what is your systems that allow you to be consistent this past week?
I'll be honest with you. I
Yeah,
want to put systems. That's something that I've been hearing from
for
you a
sure.
lot. So
Yes,
that's something that I want to work on.
yes,
So do I have systems? I don't. Sadly, I don't.
for
But
sure.
what I do is, you know, I know it's in order to do what I want to do, which
Yeah,
is, you know, like, you know, make six figures
yeah,
or, you know, sell. My goal was to sell by the end of the year or next or by the beginning of next year. I want to be able to sell at least 10,000, you know, consistently.
yeah, consistently, for sure.
I was thinking to myself, you know, I gotta put in the work. I gotta,
Yeah,
you know, like in something I kind of been, you know, seeing what I do. If I'm on Instagram, sometimes I'm just like, watching, you know, the reels and I'm just wasting time. It's just a lot of time wasted there.
yeah,
So I like watch myself, and even my wife tells me like, hey, you know, like you've been spending too much time on Instagram. So
sure.
I was like, you know what, like she's right. So I was like, you know what, I got a lot of things to do. So then that's when I kind of like started, you know, like I committed myself, you know, to, you know, with Nick, you know, like I gotta really commit myself. So on my free time, if I have free time, I'll start, you know, watching, you know, that those courses that you have
Sure.
for us. And then after that, then it's something about me that I wanna, you know, like I wanna try it myself. So
Hmm.
he tells us like, oh, have you listed this on eBay and everything? I was like, no, I haven't done that. So then I'll start putting myself and I'll start like working on eBay.
Yeah,
But any time that I have free right now, so it's like I started up about a couple weeks or a couple days ago where I was like, you know what, I need to start, you know, working on the social media. I need
yeah,
to kind of like put up because you know I'm meeting up people or
Yeah.
I'm talking to people on eBay, like letting them know, like, hey, you know what, like, I thank you for your purchase, like,
Yeah.
uh, I just send your shoes out just to make, just to kind of like give it a little like little nice, like
Yeah.
taste so they
Customer
could keep
service.
coming
Customer
back, right?
service.
And I see you doing that all the time, so it's like, you know what, like I gotta follow the sensei, I
Yeah.
gotta do what kind of like he's doing, so that kind of makes sense. So just doing that, like it's so easy for me to tell him, like, hey, you know what, like, here's my Instagram, follow me. So, if I do that on every sale, then I'll start getting followers. And next thing you know, when the year comes around, on Q4 next year,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have customers,
You have a book of
knowing that
business now. You got a book of business.
exactly. Then now I'm like, okay, every time I'll just post a picture. And
Yeah.
I got pictures because, like, I mean, that's the rule. As soon as you get a sneaker, the the shoe, there has to be like a photo taken that same day or the following day. We
For
can't let
sure.
it wait
That's a
for so
system.
long.
Hey, you just said it. That's a system. That's a system
Yeah.
right there. When you get it, you're gonna picture right. I've seen so many people, Daniel, and I'm sorry to cut you off because I want to put on this
How
point
you
right here, is that so many people would get sneakers and never take pictures and post them. Like, how you expect your sneaker to sell if people don't know you have that sneaker? So that's a system right there. Soon as
Yeah,
you get it,
yeah.
you're taking a picture or a day after taking it. That's a system.
Going on, trying to source different shoes on OfferUp and whatnot, and just kind of hearing what people are looking for and whatnot. Like people are looking for kids shoes, so
Yeah.
like that tells me, like, what, I got to start posting the kids shoes, on Instagram or on OfferUp.
Yeah.
So it's every little chance that I get, try to post, you know, like today there was the shock drop for the Jordan threes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I had a chance to actually, see you live today,
Yeah.
so like, oh yeah, that's right, the shock drop. Like I gotta hop on it, and next thing you know, like, man, like, oh yeah, like I was able to hit, like you told us,
Yeah.
like it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody was thinking like, oh, it's not gonna
It's gonna
happen.
happen, right? Everybody's like, "This is not gonna happen." It's like, it's gonna happen, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That was
And
cool.
just having you, or
Hmm.
just having that community that that
Yeah.
is kind of like there, and it's like it kind of like the point system that you have on Snipe University, bro.
Yeah.
It's like it just kind of motivates you. It's kind of
Right.
like almost like it's funny, but I see it kind of like a video game where
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
gotta keep on climbing up.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
awesome, man.
it's been fun, bro. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see your progression again. Seeing your daughter in the background just reminds me a lot of myself with my sons. And you're doing it for really your kids, like being able to be there for your kids, being able to give them a more, it's a means to an end. Sneaker
Right.
reselling is one of the most simplest business models, and this industry is humongous regarding the income that you can make, but you just got to know what you're doing. So,
Yeah.
last question that I have for you, Daniel, is that again, you're a busy dad, wife, everything going on. Like, what is some, kind of tips you can give for people that are starting off, people that in your situation, they resold in 2020, where it was an inflating market, they started making
Yes.
some money. Now in 2024, they're trying to use that same strategy in 2020. Like, what advice would you give for someone that is new or somebody that is stuck in sneaker reselling?
Get involved with the community more, like a
Hmm.
sneak community, I
Yeah.
think that's very important, just because, I mean, I don't think you could do it solo no more. Like
Hmm.
maybe back in 2020 you could have,
Yeah.
just because everybody was promoting.
Yeah.
But now in these days, bro, I don't think we could do this alone, like we need the support of, like of people. For example, what I've noticed is that, the community that I'm in, or that you presented to me,
Yeah.
is like they're like go-getters, bro, and they're like they love shoes. Like
Right.
you could talk like I could talk about shoes, bro, all day, like, oh yeah, like I like, those Wahlberg Jordan 4s, bro, that I've seen on the internet, like have you, like, and I could ask, have you seen those? Like, oh, those
Yeah.
are fire. Like, what's your favorite shoe? So I could talk about shoes, but not everybody like can talk about shoes. But
Sure.
just being around that community could help out.
Yeah.
Um, mean, I was stuck on, like, my question was, like, what am I doing with all this dead inventory? Like,
Yeah.
dead stock, like, should I hold it until I see the market go up, or should I sell and try to kind of produce it, that cash flow? And they were straight up with me. They were like, you know what, it's more important to do that cash flow, in order for us to, for you to reinvest. So,
Mm.
people in the community that you bring, I mean, definitely tries to help you out the best they can. So it's I think I would recommend that, to, have an accountability partner to kind of help you out.
Mm.
So I think that would be the best advice.
Yeah.
Even though it might cost you a little bit of money, but it's an investment for the future, for their future.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's big, Daniel. Again, proud of you so much, man. You the results that you had, just not the results, but the maturity that you're starting to have very fast, just regarding your activation. You're willing to be coachable. You're willing to be just learn the business from a different perspective that can get you results. And you hitting on an accountability. That's one of the biggest things because, like you said, like before, you would kind of delay on things, like you would maybe not do things that you're supposed to do. But having
Right.
someone that holds you accountable, like me always telling you, hey, you go to the Nike outlet and you go
Right.
and finding some sneakers that can make you some money. That's what it's all about. It's all about consistency, not intensity. But I'm looking forward to see your success, especially in Q4 where things are going out the wazoo regarding about people buying sneakers. So it's going to be a huge month for the rest of November and a huge month for you in December. But man, keep putting the good work. I see you, like you said, want to get your goal of 10,000 a month. You're definitely going to hit that no problem if you continue to do what you've been doing this past week. So, Daniel, man, I know you gotta, head to church, so I'm gonna let you go,
Yeah.
and
Thank
we
you.
will talk soon, brother.
Okay. We'll do, bro. Yeah.
All right, brother, man,
All
take it
right.
easy. So, guys, hope you enjoyed that video with Daniel. Again, if Daniel can do it, you can do it as well. That live training, make sure you hit the link in the description section. You do not want to miss out the giveaways of the Travis Scott and the Black Cement 3s, but most importantly, to 10x your income and do the things for your family. You already know, Sniper is out. Peace.